Now, I've spoken to you about this. I've said, and you've read about this, and you've had discussions with your friends about it, or you've heard people talk about the Cato Manor death squads. Now, it's the specialised crime unit in KZN that's, well, being investigated at the moment for assassinating, for murdering suspects. And in one instance, a suspect got off because of a technicality, and they said to this suspect, "We are going to find you and we're going to kill you." They did. Afterwards, they had alcohol-fueled celebrations in front of the sister of one of these suspects. And there's been a huge outcry, although some people under the surface have been saying, but hold on, at least they're getting the criminals. Now, I've got Penny Katz. Penny Katz is in Durban. She started a Facebook page to lend support for the so-called Cato Manor death squad. Penny, good morning.
Good morning.
Given everything that I've said, given everything that's been printed in our papers, why start a Facebook page?
Because I believe them. No courts found them guilty. And they haven't been found guilty on anything. If they were guilty, why haven't they been arrested?
But, I mean, did you see the Sunday Times article? Did you see the photographs?
Yeah, Sunday Times is the only publication that has printed the photograph. Every other newspaper was offered it, and they all declined it.
Well, the head of that particular unit...
Makes you wonder why.
The head under who this unit actually falls is fighting his suspension at the moment. So some action is being taken.
Got overturned.
But now, the bottom line is there are investigations into this. So you fully support them. Why is it that you do support them, though?
A family member of mine was a victim of a serious crime, and they were there for me when I was alone. The police were doing their bit, but not nearly enough to get this guy. And they stepped in, and they were a huge part of finding and catching him.
Was he shot and killed?
Pardon? No, he wasn't. He's sitting in jail.
So because of the Cato Manor, and let's call them the death squad, that's what everybody else is calling them, because of their actions, you have received closure within your personal space?
Never get closure.
Never get closure.
But never get closure.
Now,
they aren't called the Serious and Violent Crimes Unit for nothing. They never went after people that snatched handbags or stole your laundry off your washing line. This unit chased the worst of the worst, and they have the highest track record of catching them.
If they were found guilty of any of these crimes, would you still continue supporting them?
I wouldn't support the people that were found guilty of it, no.
Now, how many people do you have on your Facebook page at the moment?
1,647.
And how much have you raised up to date?
38,000.
38,000 rand so far. And what's the name of your Facebook page?
Hold on. Durban Organised Crime Unit, KZN.
Okay. Well, you'll obviously continue with this. I can understand from an emotional point of view if they've helped find the perpetrator. I can understand from an emotional point of view why anybody would want to support them. Other people sitting outside of that experience would go and hold on. They're being investigated for serious crimes. Have you taken any flack from anybody?
Of course I have. I've had private messages sent to me of hatred and dislike and contempt. Of course I have. But it's still not going to stop me from doing what I believe in. And I believe in these men. I've met some of them. And I believe in them. End of story. And there are thousands of people that do believe in them.
Well, you're a woman who believes in her convictions, and I respect that. Penny Katz, thank you for joining us on the show.
Can I just...
Yeah, go for it.
First of all, they haven't been accused of... they've been accused, but they haven't been convicted. How many of the victims has the commissioner been to visit? Like he's been to visit these known criminals, family members. He never visited me, and I know he hasn't visited a lot of the other victims.
Yeah.
Why suddenly visit known criminals?
Because he was in the newspapers, of course. It's the way these people operate. We know this. It's crazy.
I mean, the photograph hasn't been accepted by any of the newspapers. Yet the Sunday Times is the only one that's accepted it, and the only one that isn't even sitting on the fence and saying maybe or maybe not. They've tried and convicted this unit all on their own.
Okay. Well, Penny Katz, thank you very much. She's a woman who's going to continue doing what she's doing. She's got the strength of her conviction, and I respect the fact that she has that.